Hello everyone, I am back once again with another video, and today I will be taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Deluxe Class Paleotrex. Paleotrex is one of the first fossilizers to come in the Kingdom line, and transforms into a fossilized T-Rex, hence the name. As per tradition, we will take a quick look at the packaging, and like all Kingdom figures, take a look at the collector card it comes with. Paleotrex comes in your standard Kingdom Deluxe Class packaging. This side shows an image of his robot mode, and up front an image of him in his fossilized T-Rex mode. He's a Deluxe Class. He is number 7 in the Kingdom line. Predacon insignia stamped right there. War for Cybertron Trilogy. Transformers text, Generations logo, all that fun stuff. This side shows the traditional Kingdom packaging. Well, packaging artwork, that is. This on the back, you get product renders in his beast mode, robot mode, and the fossilizer gimmick. And they're using Warpath, who's number 6 in the line, who I've also taken a look at on the channel, so check out his review if you haven't already. Bottom, pretty much nothing, so there you have that for the packaging. Taking a look at his collector card. My card is that of the Autobot Arc, and this just says crash lands on Earth in 1984. I believe that's what it says. And this is in reference to the original G1 cartoon where the Autobot Arc crash landed into the mountain/volcano that would erupt and awaken the original G1 Autobots and Decepticons in 1984. So there you have that. Taking a look at Paleotrex, as you can see, he is that of, as mentioned, a fossilized T-Rex, hence the name. Taking a look at the details, though, you can already see not much. He is painted and molded in brown and beige plastic. The tail is mostly brown, with this part being sort of beige. The feet are brown, and this section is also brown, with obviously beige for what is the thighs and the knees. The T-Rex hands painted and cast in brown, the rest cast in beige. The neck, well, this section of the neck painted or cast in brown plastic. Articulation wise, if you remove the robot mode head, you can get them to look all the way up like so. You can open the jaw all the way if you want to. Head can move down like so to allow the head to remove. Tiny T-Rex arms are on ball joints. They can do the full 360. And due to them being on ball joints, they're on a sort of butterfly hinge. The legs can do the full 360. Can move in and out. Obviously, you see the bend at the knee. Rotation at the knee, full 360. You can forward and back. You can have him break his own leg if you wanted to. And the hinge for the foot on a pin, it can move back, move forward, and the claws and the feet, which will become the sort of fingers for robot mode, are on this little joint. So and you have this weird joint. So there you have that. That pretty much covers the details and articulation. Moving on to some comparisons. Here he is with Cheetor and Rhinox. So you can see how that works out. Here he is with Black Arachnia, the only Predacon I've had up to this point. And T-Rex. So you can see how a fossilized T-Rex looks when compared to an actual living T-Rex. So there you have that. And because I got him first, here he is with fellow fossilizer Wingfinger. The only one I'm missing is Ractinite in terms of the Deluxes, and Vertebrake as well as Dracodon in terms of the core class fossilizers that don't have the same gimmick as the Deluxes. So there you have that between a fossilized T-Rex and a Pteranodon. Transformation, which apparently says 32 steps, doesn't really feel like 32 steps because you're basically just breaking him apart, which is to be expected from the weaponizers, modulators, and of course fossilizers. So just break him apart at this. So you're basically just breaking him apart, then putting him back together. So there you have that. Let's start with the dino head. It's pretty simple. Just fold this in, fold this will lock into place like so. Take the head. Now obviously for beast mode you can remove it to allow for the range of motion. So what you want to do is basically just rotate it, take this and fold it up like so to reveal the robot mode face. Then take this, rotate what will become the legs, fold in the T-Rex mode hands. Then this will plug into here like so. Take this and then just slap it onto his chest. Then what you want to do is take these will become the hands, just fold them in like so, and then just rotate them like this, so the elbow joint is like this. Then what you want to do is take these, fold these sections down, these will become the lower legs. This will plug onto there like so. So there you have the legs. Now onto the arms. Take this will plug onto this side. This will become the upper left arm. This will become the upper right arm. Now this is optional and not in the instructions, but you can take this section, which is on a rotation joint, you can rotate it like so to give him a bit more of a transformed look, so it's not just one static piece. This will plug this little section, the end of the tail, will plug onto this little slot on this peg, like so, or you can use it as some sort of stick that he can hold. Then it's just a matter of taking this, that will plug into the open ports like so, and there you have that. And here you have Paleotrex in his obviously weird looking robot mode. Come on, stand. And he's a good looking figure, if I do say so myself. Let's take a quick look at the details. Let's take a look at that face sculpt. Nice piercing yellow eyes. Weird mouth plate. Nice chest plate. That is literally just this. Nice Predacon symbol slap bang in the center. The asymmetrical arms, the upper arms, but the very symmetrical legs and torso region. Still the same brown and beige cast plastic and paint. Not much to it. Articulation wise, head can do the full 360. It's on a hinge. It can look up a bit, look down a bit. Arms, full 360. Can't go in and out. Rotation at the elbow. Rotation at the bicep. Same with this side, though it's a bit tight with the peg on this, but it's still doable. Waist rotation, the full 360, legs can kick forward that far, back all the way that far. He can end up kicking himself in the back of the head. He can do the full splits, and then some. Thigh rotation, bend at the knee, and nothing at the foot, though. The closest to an ankle tilt would be basically breaking his leg. You're basically breaking his leg if you're going to get a foot tilt, which doesn't really do much. And using this, due to his small feet, he can't really stand all that well. But he can still stand. This, which plugs onto here, can act as some sort of blunt weapon. He's not really holding it, due to the beast mode feet being his robot mode hands, more so claws, if anything. But it's something you can do if you don't want to store it. You can have this as a weapon, or use his claws. So it's something you can do if you want to do it. So that pretty much covers that. Now for comparisons, here he is with Cheetor. And Rhinox. Obviously, he's taller. He's not a tall deluxe, though he's still tall enough. And that has to do with the fact that he's skinny. So there you have that. Here he is with Black Arachnia and T-Rex. And with the other fossilizer I have, Wingfinger. Obviously Wingfinger being the taller between the two because of how skinny he is. So there you have that. Now onto his gimmick, which is basically turning him into weapons. The instructions, which I took out of the packaging, shows two configurations, and they're using Warpath. I would use Warpath for this review, but seeing as I have a Decepticon on deck, I will use Cyclonus to demonstrate this instead of Warpath because of how small Warpath is. So one configuration shows a big ass axe, the Dino skull head, Paleotrex's head. Now, fun fact on Paleotrex's head, with this sort of mask look, and due to the handle, Paleotrex's head resembles that of Optimus Primal's mace on the original Beast Wars Optimus Primal toy. So, while this is something he never used in the Beast Wars cartoon or any of his subsequent appearances, you can still give Optimus Primal Paleotrex's head in reference to his original toy. So that is something you can do if you have the Kingdom Optimus Primal, or any other Optimus Primal figure. As well as the claws overhead. The other configuration just shows big ass sword, and the feet being used as shoulder cannons, and the robot mode claws being used in the same way as the T-Rex feet, and the chest panel being used as a shield. So give me a minute. So now, obviously, he will be blast effect compatible, since the portals on his feet will support blast effects. Now, obviously, I will show off the blast effect compatibility in the fossilized form. So basically, just take him apart again to do the gimmick, like so. Bring that down. Just take them apart piece by piece. Now, onto the gimmick. Basically, take this section. This will plug onto the back of pretty much any figure. Then bring this up like so. Basically do the configuration with the beast mode legs, though keep the claws the same as this. As well, basically what you want to do is keep the legs on where they were. Just add in the claws. These will plug onto here like so. It's a bit snug on my copy. So there you have the over the shoulder claws. Then take this. Now, I know why they used Warpath. It's because of Cyclonus's placement on where the ports are. But basically just take this part and plug it onto there like so. And here you have the dino skull head being used as this. Plug it onto a shoulder like a shield. Take the mace, plug it into either of his hands like so, though it's preferable to do it on one hand. Now, obviously, it's a bit snug to do it with Cyclonus, or pretty much any other figure, from what I can do. Then what you want to do is take all of this, combine it, and turn it into the big ass axe. this will plug into his hand like so. So there you have this configuration, which is basically just him holding this and see now this, the axe, and see now the axe, the shield, and the over-the-shoulder claws actually work. The dino skull head and the head from Paleotrex as a mace, not very practical, but it still works for what it does. On to the other configuration, just remove the claws and keep the cannons like so. Now obviously I will bring in the blast effect ports to show that off. Take all of this, keep the shield on. So now what we're gonna do is make this big ass sword. But first, turn the robot mode claws back into the beast mode feet, and these will plug underneath pretty much any Cybertron Trilogy figure that has ports underneath their feet, like so, though it will cause stability problems depending on the type of figure and whether or not your Paleotrex is stable. So there you have extra heel spurs for whatever reason. The head will just fold in like so. Then what you want to do is take all of this. This will become the sword. This will plug into there like so. Though I might have to look back at the instructions and actually see how that goes. Now, because of how snug the head on Paleotrex is when doing this configuration, I'm going to have to do this off screen. It's a pain in the ass to do, but if you can manage, then it's doable. So basically, the head of Paleotrex will just become the underside of this. Basically, just take this, and here you have this configuration where Paleotrex, it's not very practical. Now the heels and the over-the-shoulder cannons and shields still work, though the big-ass sword that you see here is basically using Paleotrex's head and pretty much his main torso. But it still works, it still does what it has to do, though it doesn't really work well with someone like Cyclonus due to the design of his hands and arm right here. So I have to rotate the hand as you see, but it's doable and it still works for what it has to do. So there you have that. Then again, with things like the weaponizers, modulators, and fossilizers, you can basically come up with anything you want. So there you have that. Setting Cyclonus off to the side once I reassemble him. final thoughts. Do I recommend him? If you are picking up the fossilizers, then I would if you are not a big fan of the fossilizers due to them being new characters and something that you're not interested in, I mean, he's an easy pass. At first, I wasn't interested on the fossilizers because I initially didn't care for them. I cared for the actual Beast Wars characters, but having Wingfinger, who is the latest fossilizer to be released in the Kingdom line, and Paleotrex being the first, it's an interesting concept to have fossilized dinosaurs become Transformers. It's an interesting concept that you would think probably would get explored more often, but it is what it is. He's been shelf warming in quite a lot of places because not a lot of people are caring for this particular lineup of these type of characters, but like I said, it is what it is. Now, obviously, I give him 8 out of 10 for the weaponizer gimmick alone. So, yeah. There you have it, guys. There is my review for the Transformers or for Cybertron Kingdom Deluxe class Paleotrex. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one.